join?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'm really, 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 really bad at this kind of game, I want you to know.
That is okay. Don, do you want to play Marvel Rivals with us after session? Understandable if you have to get to bed, but
Yeah, normally I would say yes, but I am A, very tired, and B, have work in the morning, so I can't.
understandable.
I
That's
can't
okay.
stay super long because I do have work at 5 a.m., but I could probably play till 11:30 or 12.
Yeah, I'm totally down.
Well, time to take this session to midnight, gang.
You know what, actually? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because it means that we have a longer time to save Alfie.
Yep, your, at this point, 8 or 9 session clock has run out. So,
I was
It's
taking my
okay,
meds
we're
and I
just
almost
gonna
choked.
light Alfie on fire and that'll fix everything.
certainly will. Don't have to worry about that.
I'm glad to hear we don't have to worry about anything. That makes me feel a lot better about the situation. It's all fine.
It's all fine. It's all fine. Everything that's going on is fine. Why do you seem nervous? I'm not nervous.
Oh, I'm not nervous. I'm chill. I'm chilling. And Alfie's chilling.
Alfie's really chilling.
Don't.
Hi, Caleb.
Hello.
Hi, Shannon.
Don't make puns at your expense, is that?
What?
Yeah.
That's violating my freedom of speech.
So be violated, I guess.
Oh.
Wait, hold,
Hey, yo!
Whoa.
I meant-
Mods, can we ban this guy?
Can we ban?
right. I meant the right. I meant the right. I meant the right.
Whoa. Mods, can we kill Alfie?
Wait.
Damn.
Absolutely.
I didn't know Alfie was that cold.
Hey.
Oh, dear. Get fucked, Jamie.
There's like the Sims when they have a negative interaction and that little bubble goes over their head. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible to have a negative spirit score?
Sorry.
Perhaps.
It's okay, Jamie. I still love you.
I love you too.
Aw.
Also, Shannon, I cannot get over that picture that you sent.
Yay.
It's so good.
Did you see? The part I'm especially proud of Anya and Mabel, and they both have the same face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you all like it.
I love Gwyn in it.
Big hole in they chest.
It's fantastic.
And just like essentially just gazing into the middle distance, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
That's just her default state.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a
I
little
really
guy
love the
Alfie.
Mind Flayer-esque Fred.
Yeah.
Good old Mind Flayer Fred.
Alfie with a cigarette.
Yeah.
And then we got Estrana and Henrietta.
I also love it how Alfie is drawn to be one of the shortest members when Alfie is actually one of the tallest. But Alfie does radiate little guy energy. So I think it fits.
Yeah.
With every cigarette they get shorter.
They're melting! They're melting!
No!
Oh no. And Shannon, is that Piero with a sword? Or is that just his
Yeah.
tail?
That's him with the sword.
Nice.
I got inspired because you sent the picture of the Terminator, and I was like, hold on a fucking second. And then I started drawing Jericho, and then I'm like, no, wait, the whole squad needs to be here.
If the whole squad is here, then where's Skippy?
Exactly. We need to get him back.
Yeah, it's okay. Cut to 1 year later when all of a sudden you wake up in the middle of the night, Jane, and you go, Gibby! We forgot!
Yippee!
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
I know. That poor little thing. He will be forgotten about forever.
I
Well-
really hope not.
Well, that's up to you. And you know what? Maybe Caleb's recap can help jog your memory.
God, I was in the middle of sending an email. Okay, let me pull up my notes. Apparently, the recommendation form for my professors to recommend me generated using my legal name, which is bizarre because in all other communications they've used Caleb.
Hmm.
So one of my professors emailed me like, "Hey, like, just checking. Is this you?"
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so once upon a time, we picked up in kind of the morning after the Scrimbin Blow left. Everyone, Anya checked in with everyone and kind of made sure they were all right. Everyone was rattled, but physically okay. We found out Kerval had been transformed back into his old form, which was good for him. He offered us, uh, money, favors, anything we needed. But we decided the best thing for him was just to be far, far away from us right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he left. He took his horse and his traveling cow with him, which, Jericho called correctly. We hung out for a little bit to kind of get ourselves together. Decided to kind of just keep pressing on and go back to Lofalutin. We took some cuttings from one of the apple trees, because Alfie thought it would be good to have a little portable tree with us to count the leaves on. We also left some money for Rolla to make up for us taking one of her pots, and also for absolutely demolishing her door. We started heading down the mountain, made it that way successfully, started back to Loflutin. Trying to remember the order of things. Right. We kind of had some downtime spread over the travels. We picked up with Anya collecting a stone for each day. There was one day where she found some quartz and also an entire guy. We met Sizzle, whose wagon was overturned in a ditch. Anya alone wasn't able to help him, but she ran back and got us, and we all managed to get him upright. And we found out he sells guns. And Jericho was very, very excited by this. He showed us all the guns he was carrying with demonstrations. They were a much smaller amount than what he sells at his old place, which is back at Sailor's Nook, which, because of the Breeze Stones, he hasn't been able to get to yet. But he also offered for us to check him out there once we get over there. Jericho ended up buying the Naxos. Sizzle gave a very, very generous discount. And he also told us that his brother's town had been having a problem with a Medusa. And it kind of drove everyone out of there. He asked us to help, and Jericho was like, "Please, guys, can we help this guy?" And we all were down for it. Newton wasn't really eager to get back to Lofalutin, so he was quite fine with a detour. He also told us about where one of the Breeze Stones, the general area, went off to, and we found out it lined up with our compass, which is very handy to know. Astrana also tended to the sapling, and Gwyn at one point kind of approached her to ask questions about it. and talk about farm life. Um, and then Gwyn dropped that she thought her mother was trying to kill us all. So they had quite a heavy discussion about that, kind of right following after Anya and Jericho having a discussion also about Gwyn's mom trying to kill us. So everyone is basically on the same page there. We also got a little bit of Jericho lore. We found out that he got his first gun from his ex-detective partner, and actually started his business with her, which is cool. They chatted a little bit more, just kind of checking in. Piero and Maple had some moments. Estrana kind of went off on her own one of the days to find some catnip. Found some catnip and some mushrooms, and brought it back to give it to Anya. And Maple got to go on a drug trip that continued through the entire day and night. Alfie brought Inora back, although she got scrimblended. She was speaking gibberish. Jericho used Augury to kind of figure out why, and found out she was just still kind of putting herself together after her body, mind, and psyche were all blended. But it meant he got scrimblended too. So we played some charades to kind of get across what was happening. Let's see. We also Estrana and Gwyn discussed talking about using the notepad to find out Gwyn's mom's next target once Jericho is coherent again. Estrana also revealed to everyone that Gwyn had a weird malfunction earlier and had a fan in her start revving up when she was petting Henrietta. We did eventually kind of split for watches for the night. Alfie and Inora played cards, and it seemed like not only Inora's words were whacked out, but she seemed to be perceiving things differently. She was reading her cards as differently than how Alfie saw them. I also think I forgot to mention, but Inora and Jericho could understand each other and understand us. We just couldn't understand them.
Mm-hmm.
Gwyn gave Alfie her blanket on her watch. That was nice. Estrana had a very paranoid watch where nothing really happened except her getting her hopes up. But then we kind of panned out to see we missed a whole fuck ton on our watches. So that was fun. The big thing, though, was that Alfie's cold went up to 7, and they dropped to 0 health blocks, and now they are going to die if we don't fix that before the end of the session.
Am I allowed to share what number my cold is at right now in this moment in time?
Yeah, sure.
10! Let's please help me.
They went up to 7
okay.
at the beginning of last session, and now it's up to 10.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, okay. I think
Oh.
I put reaching 7 instead of going up by 7. My mistake.
Oh, no, it didn't go up by
7 at the
7.
beginning, then I went to sleep and I lost a health block because I was so cold. And then, because it was my last health block, now I am in a lot of trouble. And then this session I gained 3 like usual to bring me up to 10.
It always keeps going up. Alfie just keeps on kicking the can.
You keep getting more money and not even more. I mean, you keep getting more problems, not even more money.
Mm-hmm.
Said that ass backwards. My apologies.
Okay. Regardless, Alfie is at 10. That's bad. Yeah.
Where we pick up on the 19th of Lion Year is with all of you awakening to see that there is snow beginning to fall from the sky all around you. And it's not sticking, but it's close to sticking at this point, as the ground is cold, colder than it should be for the summertime. What you guys doing?
Since it's snowing, I'm gonna go check on Alfie.
As you check on Alfie, you can see that they are encased in this layer of ice that has covered their body, and is beginning to expand out beyond the reaches of the tent.
That's not good. All right. Can I move them at all, or are they like
If you
stuck there in ice?
chip away some ice,
I'll try to chip away some ice and get them moved out closer to the fire, and I'll shout for everyone else. Hey, it's gotten real bad. Alfie needs help now.
What?
Can I
Running
speak
over.
now?
yeah, you can speak now.
Okay. I will rush over to Alfie. Or over there. Are they like solid on the ground like with the ice, or is it like ice has formed around them and they're just kind of
Well,
not adhered?
it was kind of adhering until Gwen broke them out and moved them over to the fire.
Gotcha.
Now they're kind of like a de-thawed fish.
Mm.
However, at this point, like Alfie, you're beginning to like sluggishly open your eyes as you feel really cold and your party's all around you.
Alfie, can you hear us?
Can I?
Well, I just described you waking up, so
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I could wake up, but I wasn't sure if I could like hear.
you can hear, yeah.
Okay. I think Alfie kind of vaguely tried to nod a little bit.
Alright, well, they're
This
alive.
really isn't good.
Can I
It-
find on them the amulet that used to keep them a little warm?
They're a necklace, yeah.
Yeah. Can I use my tools to start trying to fix that right now, however I can?
Sure. As you go ahead then and, pick up the tool set, begin to start working at it, all of a sudden you hear a strange sound. And you can see, like, in the center of your vision, when, like, a message pops up right in front of you.
Huh?
Detailing a potential update.
Have I ever seen a message like this?
We've never seen a message like that, ever.
Okay.
But as you go ahead and look at this, like, you begin to, like, feel, like, information at the back of your mind relating to artificing. The update is called Accelerated Artificing. Would you like to download it?
Do I get any other information regarding the details of this update from this, or is that all that pops in my brain?
You generally know it would help you with artificing.
Then I guess I'll update.
Okay. Then, as you go ahead and you accept this update, some new knowledge is downloaded into your mind. I will be putting these updates in your items document. So, with the accelerated artificing update, you may add an additional number of successes on an artificing roll equal to your power score +1 once per session.
All right. Neat.
So if you would like, what are you trying to do with this, like, necklace?
I'm trying to figure out how it used to keep Alfie warm and try to make that start working again, essentially. Just trying to see if I could fix what's broken. If possible, make it work better, make it warmer, but at the least, just trying to get it running again.
Gotcha. I mean, very simply, like, you would be able to see this thing essentially snatches heat from the air and from, like, the area around where it's kept and kind of, like, holds it in itself to dispense heat for later. So it's kind of like a heat sink, if you will. The outside of it has obviously been broken, so that is one thing kind of holding it back. You know, it cannot keep heat inside of it really any longer. Any other ways that you would try to get it to store more heat or gain heat from another source? That is up to you.
Um, uh, for now, I might just have to see if I can, like, fix the broken part of it. Do I assume that would let it start working again, or do I need to find another heat source?
It would get it to start working again. It definitely at this point would not be enough to fully course correct Alfie.
Okay.
But you could go ahead and make an artificing check just to fix it.
I'm gonna hold off to that for a second while I think.
Okay. Then, as Gwen is looking over this item, what are the rest of you doing?
I think I'm getting as much extra fabric as I can. Anything that's thicker, more tightly woven, and just trying to wrap it around Alfie.
Gotcha.
I'm attempting to do what I did last time, just set more fires and salt Alfie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I may as well try to use my magic on them. I'm not trying to, like, set a fire that would damage them, but if I can, maybe placing my hands on them and trying to just raise their temperature up to something higher. Something not non-threatening to them.
That is difficult based on how far gone they are.
Okay.
You could do your best over the course of what would be like a few hours.
I'll do my best, yeah. And if it doesn't seem like it's harming them, not like damaging the skin, then I might keep increasing the heat.
Mm-hmm. Then, like, as you're doing that, I would rule that you be doing the best that you could over the course of this entire session, any downtime you got to make sure that you could help Alfie get back to a more reasonable temperature.
Yeah, no, devoting however much time I need to devote to doing that, I will.
Gotcha. Then, Alfie, your cold would decrease by 1 with that effort.
Thank you. I very much appreciate that.
9 more to
Use
go.
Astrana's magic to add more heat to the necklace in some way.
Astrana's magic is temporary. It is a flash in the pan. You know, it's like trying to build a house on a biodegradable foundation. It kind of defeats the purpose. Like, with most magical items, you're looking for something that could give it the ability to sustain over time. And just a mere spark of magic is usually not going to do that, unless it is like divine in some way. You're usually looking for an item or a specific source that you could tap into, but
Do I know if there's like a specific part within my pistol that makes it shoot fire?
go ahead and make a mental check.
Yeah, the next thing I was thinking was either your pistols or I don't know if you have a lighter or matches.
I
Are
have
the Gibbet
matches.
cigarettes divine?
Maybe.
No.
No?
Oh.
Okay.
Dang. I'm gonna use some hero points for this.
Fill that Alphie with gunpowder!
Okay, 1 success.
One success. It does have a spark stone inside that creates a small spark that is then fed through a series of gemstones
Okay.
that like create the actual burst of heat.
Okay.
Could we use components from your gun to create like occasional bursts of heat for Alfie, just kind of triggering over and over again, trying to keep the heat going, if that makes sense? And if you're okay with me taking apart your gun.
Would my gun be repairable or would it be completely unfunctional?
I mean, you would have to get another spark stone and like put all the mechanisms like back together. It would be like taking like the barrel out of a regular firearm. Like you're taking the core of your weapon out. So it would be theoretically repairable, but you would need to get like the right parts, and until you did, it'd be just completely unusable.
I don't like doing this, but here, and I hand my gun over.
Which one?
My fire one.
Okay,
Well, because the other one shoots acid, right?
it does.
Are you sure, Jericho?
I don't like it, but yes.
Alright, and I'm gonna start taking taking the gun apart, trying to see if I can put some of those pieces in the necklace
Mm-hmm.
to make it hotter.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make an artificing check then.
I'm gonna use a couple hero points. And then I will use my artificing update to add 3 more successes?
Okay.
Yes. So that would be 6 successes in total.
Gotcha. Then, as you go and start working on this item, you take out the spark gem and a few other bits of crushed up gemstone, and you start to place the spark gem kind of inside the core of the necklace, as well as other gemstones outside, just to help it draw in more heat. What you've successfully done is increase the level of this. This is called Abita's necklace, and it has gone from now like a level like a 0 item or like 0.5 to like a level 2 item, meaning that it won't fully be able to keep down Alphie's built up cold, but it should do a better job than it was doing before. So what this means is at the start of each session, Alphie will reduce their cold level by the level on the necklace. So they would reduce the cold level by 2. I would allow Alfie to do that right now, going from
Thank you.
9 to 7. And like at this point, you're starting to feel like a little warmer, Alfie. You are still very, very cold, though.
Thank you both. Everyone
course.
really, but thank you.
Are you okay now, or are you
I'm-
still?
Still don't feel very well. A little bit better, but I still feel very, very cold.
I see. So this may be a working temporary solution then.
Can I start boiling a pot of water?
Sure. And before long, you can have that pot boiled.
And I'll just hand it to Alfie.
That is the sound of me sticking my hand in.
You stick your hand in?
Hesitantly while I look up at Jericho to see if it's a good idea.
I was gonna suggest drinking it.
I will nod. And then
Like,
carefully.
you know, just super hot tea or coffee.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Go with
Oh.
sips at first.
Okay. I can do that. I will attempt to very carefully drink this tea that doesn't have any tea in it. It's just water.
Again, you touching a super hot thing is going to get you hurt. So as your lips touch boiling water, like you are slightly burned. Not enough for you to basically, like in your current state, die from shock. But you go slowly, and like as you kind of like wait and go in for a second, third sip, by the fourth, you've turned this entire like bowl or like pot of boiling water to ice.
Okay.
I think
Do we have
pulling
to
them
set
out of the
another
tent.
patch of trees on fire, or what?
Maybe. I think pulling them out of the tent was a bad idea. I think we should get them under a tent to keep the snow off and keep the heat in. We're steaming them.
Well, at this point, it
Steaming.
stops snowing.
Okay.
I thought about steaming them as well, but like making a makeshift sauna or something, but wouldn't that just then coalesce and freeze on their skin?
What if instead of steam we used some kind of smoke?
And smoke is generally toxic.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, setting fire to this area, or yeah, we're in a wooded area now, correct?
There are a few trees around, but you are in the tillages.
Okay, so we're in more of the like grasslandsy area.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, well, we don't want to set fire to that.
I'd also be hesitant to set any fire like we did before. That seemed to have been the inciting incident for our little friend to appear.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't thinking it was the greatest idea anyway, because that was, controlled. We had the ditches and stuff, but we don't here. Um, how far of a travel is it to the Queen's Temple?
To the Queen's Temple from here?
Yeah.
Uh, it would be, let's see here, like 14, 15 days.
Oh, that's uh, probably they can't last that long, I imagine. I was thinking, I don't know, maybe the Queen's Temple, if they're royalty, maybe they have some magic stuff that can help us, but that is pretty far to try to take them right now.
Plus, we do have that Medusa to deal with.
Yeah.
Yes, but unfortunately, right now, I think Alphie's situation takes precedence over whatever
Yeah.
else we were doing.
Oh, of course.
Sorry. I. Sorry.
It's not your fault.
Yeah.
No, don't be sorry.
Looking at the map, seems that the only volcano is in the Lands of Shadow.
By the way, Colin, I don't know if it will really make a more of a difference than what I've already been doing, but you know how when you're overheated, you're supposed to put cold water on like wrists, like back of your neck, things like that, like areas where the veins are there.
Yeah.
Could I try heating, like, kind of specifically focusing more on those areas, kind of hoping it'll carry through them more that way?
Yeah, it seems to do actually about as much as any other point in the body.
Okay, gotcha.
If we found another lake or something and Astrana was able to boil it, or near boil it,
I was about to say, you will still be hurt.
not fully boil it, but
I mean, maybe if we put you next to it instead of inside the lake, like, like how the fire was, like you weren't actually in the fire. Um,
like a raft.
I was thinking more you on the coast, but maybe.
Look, looking for
I was
fishing spots. Do you know of any lakes nearby then? Or ponds?
Yeah, there are a few nearby. They have some fish and stuff in them.
Don't want to hurt any fish.
You're more important than the fish. They're gonna be eaten anyway. That actually could help us have some more food.
Innovations in fishing methods, I guess.
I feel like this isn't something we should standardize.
Yeah, no, I mean it's probably going to ruin the ecosystem of that lake, which I hate thinking about, but I mean if you think it'll work,
I think so far it's better than nothing. Kickstart the water cycle in this part of the world.
Ah,
How big a lake are you looking for?
Mid-size maybe? Well, not as small as a pond, but not as large as... Can I name a lake that I know of, but then realize that Newton would not know that one because he is not from our world, and then quickly take it back?
We went to a lake in game.
We did. We did.
Yet nowhere near as big as that one.
Yes,
Yeah,
not as big as that one.
I don't know how big of one I can actually plausibly heat up. I've never really tried doing that before.
We might actually want to go to one on the smaller side.
Yeah, okay. Smaller side then.
Okay. There's one about an hour away if you are able to walk.
Can I?
Yeah, you can walk, but you're at 0 health blocks still. A light
Yes.
breeze will kill you.
Okay. I can walk, but I don't feel very well.
Can I carry them, or are they too cold to feasibly carry?
They are very, very cold. If you wrap them in like blankets and things, you can do that.
Alright.
Yeah, I had
Alfie,
them wrapped in fabric.
We're gonna burrito them.
Would you be alright if I carried you there?
If you're okay with it, I wouldn't.
Of course.
Okay.
And we'll burrito them in blankets, and I'll pick them up.
Okay. Then you burrito them, and after maybe a 45-minute trek, all of you are able to make it to a small lake that is nearby. Probably a good, like, 15,000 square feet, so fairly small as, lakes go. Definitely on the way smaller end. You're closer to a pond than anything. But Newton would kind of like nod to it. This has some pretty good bass and some wackety turtles in it.
Oh
But-
no, not the turtles.
Well, it's fine. They'll be fine.
Oh, Colin, am I able to do this since I already said my... Does this kind of count as me spending all my time, like, trying to heat them?
This is kind of an offshoot, so this would be something different. But like, judging by this lake, it would take a while to heat it up. And again, like it'd partially just be based on like your stamina, how much fire you can reasonably make. As you're trying
Gotcha.
to essentially boil tens of thousands of gallons of water.
Right, yeah. Okay,
Easier to do
I
a
don't-
forest because the fire will just spread on its own.
right, yeah. Okay, I can try to do this. It's a lot more effort than the forest, so it'll take a lot longer, but...
Thank
Yeah,
you. It's fine.
Yeah, of course. And I guess I'll set about trying to boil an entire Das Lake.
Okay.
I have I have 35 points in stamina, if that factors into it at all.
We'll see. Make a damage roll.
Damage, okay. Hero points. God damn. 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. How far are you going with this, Astrana?
I'm like, how much energy am I putting into this, or like physically how far out in the lake?
How much energy and for how long? I don't
I'm
think you're stepping into the lake while you're doing this.
yeah. I am not stepping into it. That would not go well for me. Um, I'll put in as much energy as I physically can. I'm trying. I mean, she'll try basically until she physically can't. I think she's. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, she'll try for as long as she physically can. Not trying to keep it actually boiling for very long. I think getting it up to like a boiling point is more important than keeping it there for more than like a couple minutes, since Alfie will probably, reduce it immediately anyway.
Gotcha. Is there any time cap that you have on this?
Um, I mean, I think that's really up to the party. Astrana wouldn't have a time cap in mind.
Gotcha. Then, after 2 hours, would the party allow Astrana to keep going?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mhm.
After 4
probably as
hours.
that.
If she looks okay, then yes.
I mean,
Yeah, we're also keeping an eye on.
after
Sure.
2 hours, Astrana is sweating. After 4 hours, it looks like she's just run a marathon. Her arms are like shaking, out of control. Stamina points at 0. The lake at this point, like, it's definitely like warm to the touch. It's like hot tub warm. It's like 100 some degrees. All the turtles have long since evacuated the lake. The fish are going about towards the sides, looking for like spots of cold, or they're trying to like dive down deeper. But still, it's not boiling.
At that point, I'd go over to Astrana and say, I know this is important, but are you sure you can keep going for much longer?
I mean, what else can we do for Alfie? I think it's this or nothing.
I don't know, but there's nothing we can do to help Alfie if you can't keep them warm anymore, and we need to keep you okay. You're important too.
I mean, I had an idea. I don't think it would help as much as the boiling lake, but I think it could help a little bit.
What is it?
So, and this is a serious idea. I was thinking we find the spiciest food that we can find, like the hottest peppers. I mean, Newton might know of some, and I think that might help a little bit. It's like an internal heat. I don't know.
Aren't spicy foods just poison?
Effectively.
Never mind.
It was a nice thought, though. But yeah, I think the heat is more due to the poison reaction than an actual physical heat.
Well, there's a reason I'm not a chemist. And Anya's gonna keep just wrapping whatever extra fabric. There's probably not much at this point around Alfie.
Mm-hmm.
What about those clerics in Lofalutin? They might have some kind of magic.
I think that they would, yes.
Roughly how
Maybe
far away are we? Oh, sorry, you go first.
I was just gonna say we may be a little too far from Lofalutin, though.
Yeah.
You are 7 days away from Lofalutin.
Holy shit.
We're about the same distance from Thistle.
What I suppose I can think of is another controlled burn. Or don't know.
I mean, it may not start a larger fire if Alfie takes in the heat from it, so we may not have to worry about it getting out of control.
Yes, but does Strana have the strength to start another fire?
I would like to cast augury, please.
Okay.
What is the best way for us to heat up Alfie while causing the least harm to ourselves or others?
Oh. I genuinely don't think you get a vision back for that.
Oof. I did say least harm, so if there's one that causes harm,
Yeah, but like there's no way to
Sure.
like to gauge it.
Gotcha.
Like the number of variables, like short-term harm, long-term harm, so many unpredictable elements.
Hmm.
It's kind of a toss-up.
Got it.
Like at this point, Alfie is in a really, really bad condition. This is someone whose appendix burst 10 days ago, and they are just waddling into the hospital now on the verge of death.
Okay, I mean, if you want to try a controlled burn, I think... I mean, you guys could also probably manage that without my magic. I can still help, but that's... setting fire to a tree is a lot easier than boiling an entire lake.
And we have matches. Could. Thank you again, Astrana.
Also, if the lake is hot, let's not waste it. Alfie try to absorb some of it.
Yes, I will kind of go up towards the edge if I may, and since you said it's not like boiling, it should be fairly safe to just kind of dunk a hand in, right?
Yeah.
Well, before you do that, you touching stuff instantly freezes. It maybe is more beneficial for you to just be close to it.
Fair enough. I will hover my hand very close to the edge of the lake and attempt to draw in some of the heat.
Gotcha. As you kind of like feel like you just like drawing in all the heat you can.
Yes, hopefully without freezing the water.
Well,
I'm not sure if there's an option there.
no, like as you just draw it in, like 1 second, Astrana, you see the lake as it's kind of like shimmering from its heat, and then chink, it's frozen. However, your cold would go ahead and decrease by 2.
And I think
Where are we at?
Estrona
5?
just kind of flops
We're
down
at
on the
5
ground for a
now, I
second
think.
after that. Or partly for longer than a second.
Are you alright, Estrona?
Fine. Yeah, just give me a breather for like a second, and then I'll get back to directly heating Alfie.
Yeah, you rest for right now.
Yes, well-being is extremely important.
And I think we should start a fire.
Okay.
We can do that without
Hey,
magic.
Alfie.
Yes.
Do you know if the heat you can absorb is related to the... How do I phrase this? Does it have more to do with the immediate heat or the potential heat?
Do I know that, Colin?
Like, my question is, if we burn grass, will that give you less heat than if we tried to burn a tree? Even if we burned a lot of grass.
Yeah, so from what you've seen, Alfie, immediate heat is a factor for you, but there is a lot of weight also placed on potential of like the thing being burned. There's a lot longer heat in the burning of a tree than a quick burst of magic. Now that's not to say like on the tier list you would say, Alfie, quick burst of magic close to the bottom of the tier list because it's very quick, it's instant. So while it might be hot, it doesn't last long, and its potential is literally all there in front of you. Grass a little bit higher than that, or probably an order of magnitude or 2 above it, because it does burn hotter, can burn over a lot more of an area, and it actually has some more potential to it. And at like the very top, you have like coal, or like a tree, or like something big that can be burned. Like the lake, even though it wasn't boiling, able to do more than a campfire because that water has so much more potential energy and heat stowed away in it.
I will say all of that almost word for word to Jericho.
Are there any trees around this lake?
1 or 2, yeah.
So last time when I used my new shotgun on a tree, you said it atomized.
Yeah.
From what I could tell in the moment, if I tried to like press the barrel up against a tree, would it just take out that chunk or would it spread?
Probably just that chunk.
Okay. I will attempt to go up to one of the trees.
Okay.
And I will place it up against basically the stump,
Okay.
just the very bottom. And I will pull the trigger and attempt to dive in a direction to try and make sure it doesn't land near me.
Gotcha. Then, as there is a crack like thunder that spreads out across kind of the like waves of wheat and grain, the tree collapses, falling, slamming down into the earth.
Then I'm going to try and roll it or push it just back to the group.
Gotcha.
And then I'm going to try to like pull up a like circle area of grasses, just trying to A, get a bunch of kindling, but B, also make sure that there is a little flammable material around this bonfire as I can manage.
Okay.
And I'll just pile it up on top of the log.
Mm-hmm.
Also using my big knife, I'm going to try and like chop off a couple of the smaller limbs and feather out some of the larger ones
Okay.
so that they'll catch better.
Gotcha.
And then I will light a match and toss it on.
Okay. Then it wouldn't take very long for this tree to catch as the flames start within kind of the dried out kindling, the old leaves spreading then to the wood and then the heart of the tree. As before long, you do have kind of this raging bonfire.
Once I feel like it's a sure thing that the tree itself is going to catch, I go and do the same thing to the other tree that I saw.
Gotcha.
And yeah.
So just adding as much fuel to this fire as you can.
Yes, I am building this into the biggest fire I can make with the materials I have at hand.
Okay, then you're able to do so.
And once both full logs have caught and are actively burning, I will bring Alphie to it.
Okay.
I'll give it a shot.
I attempt to absorb the heat from these 2 full trees.
Mm-hmm. As you kind of reach out a hand, start to pull in this material, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Do I want high or do I want low?
Yeah, you want generally high. Low wouldn't
Okay.
be the end of the world for you, though.
How does a 95 sound?
Gotcha. None of the fire spreads as you're fully able to absorb all the heat within these 2 trees in the most efficient manner possible. Your cold would decrease by 3.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Nice.
So we're at 2?
Mm-hmm.
We're at 2.
Okay, we're almost there.
At this point, you're starting to
there.
feel much better, Alfie.
Okay, I guess we need more trees.
Yeah.
Do you want to take the rest of the day while, like, maybe Newton stays back at camp, like, preparing for the night? The rest of you just run out, start finding trees, chopping them down, setting them on fire, and...
Yeah, I'm good
Yeah.
with that. I'm good spending the rest of the
Yeah.
day doing lumberjack duty.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Deforestation.
Yeah. It you would not have the same like pure pull with all the other trees as you would these 2, Alfie. Especially because the other trees are smaller as they're more isolated out in the fields of wheat. But as you go, you probably take out all the trees in a good 10-mile radius as your group just starts running around. And if you'd like,
Playing fucking Minecraft.
yeah. If you would like, you could go ahead and reduce your cold to 0.
Thank you.
And you can regain a 1 health block.
Thank you.
Ugh.
I imagine at this point some of the color has started to return to her skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine all of us are beat.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the Strahn is sweaty and gross, but she will go in to hug Alfie.
Alfie will hug Strana very tightly.
I'm glad you're all right.
I'm glad you're alright. Thank you.
I mean, I wasn't in any danger. I mean, you get exhausted, you just rest, but freezing to death is a little bit harder to fix.
In the middle of the summer too. How pathetic would the obituary be?
Yeah, well, hey, no obituaries yet.
Not yet. No, not today.
That necklace better work too. That gun was a gift.
Yeah,
I'm
I will
sorry.
fix it for you, Jericho.
And I'll do what I can to find the materials to fix it as well.
Maybe Sizzle
we-
might have something that could fix it?
That's exactly what I was thinking, but
I would figure as much, but we'll figure it out. It's fine. But I would like to get it fixed one day.
It'll get fixed. I'll make sure of it.
Thanks. And I will toss Alfie a cigarette.
I will gladly accept it.
And I'll smoke one myself.
Okay. Then, is there anything else you guys are trying to do tonight before bed?
Is there, like, a way that I could run a sort of diagnostics on myself?
How would you attempt to do that?
I don't really know.
Mhm.
I was actually wondering if, while after the day of lumberjacking, if while we were at camp, I could just kind of idly observe Gwen, see if any more of those weird like glitches I noticed happen again.
Sure, go ahead and make a physical check. Or a mental check, up to you.
Okay. 2 successes.
For physical or mental?
Physical.
Physical. Then, as you are kind of sitting there, everything dying down during the day, you kind of are observing Gwyn from afar. And you can see Gwyn kind of working, putting up her tent and bedroll. You can see as she turns, just for a second, there is this like strange yellow in like the center of Gwyn's eye. You know, like that's strange. And like occasionally as Gwyn is going around like working, moving, you'd see her just stop for like 10, 15 seconds, seemingly like staring at nothing. But would just continue on with the work.
Okay. After I sort of clock these things and determine for my own to my own satisfaction that Gwen is conscious of them, I will walk up. Hey, Gwen.
Yeah?
You got some more weirdness going on.
Oh. What do you mean?
Well, your eye was yellow for a second. And, you seem to just sort of pause mid-action a couple times.
Oh. c- Can you still see anything in my eye?
Is there anything
If
there?
you...
No, nothing you can see.
Not right now. I'll be honest, I was kind of just trying to idly keep an eye on you, but at this moment, I don't see anything.
All right, do you think the notebook of yours would be any help of seeing what's wrong with me?
I don't know. Maybe. So far, I've only tried to use it for personal information, and I don't really know how I would phrase this question.
Sort of error report?
Error report?
Maybe? Or what malfunction is happening?
Bug log.
Yeah.
Admin password?
Command prompt.
Yeah.
Uh,
Can you open Task Manager?
I was about to say
Yeah.
task manager and
uh,
close out all the malware.
um, I'm a little hesitant to use the notebook again right now, but if you want me to, I will try.
I understand, but I think I might need to get help. I I don't want to just leave this be if it keeps happening. And I don't know who could help me.
Um, so what do I ask? Reason for errors?
Yeah. Reason for errors or malfunctions, maybe? Well, if you
Okay.
just put my name in, what would it say? I wonder.
Um, I'll try. And I put in Gwen's name in the notebook.
Yeah. As you go ahead and you put Gwen's name in the notebook, doesn't display anything back.
Hmm.
Are we nearby when this happens, or is it just Jericho and Gwen?
I think right now it's just us two.
Okay.
I think when nothing comes up, I'll just try and write something innocuous like height.
Right height. Nothing comes up.
Hmm. Is this
Hmm.
notepad gonna dead name Gwen? I'll
Yeah,
tell
navigate
Jericho.
Gwen's phobia.
I'll tell Jericho. Try Olwen on one.
Uh, what if it brings up not you?
Well, then we'll know something about Olwen.
I'll try and write that, Owen.
Gotcha, you right. Olwen. And you can see it very quickly brings up Olwen Onwen. And you can see it says deceased, like just underneath the name. It'd say occupation artificer under it as well.
Um,
Olwen Onwen 2?
do you have a middle name?
No? No.
Was there? Did your mom ever call you anything other than just Owen? Have a nickname for you?
No, it was always Olwen.
I'll try to do like the second, like I at the end.
Okay. Can you kind of put like the I? Then it goes and you can see like the lettering would say back, do you mean Olwen Onwen?
Mm.
I don't know if there's a way to get this to say anything about me.
Didn't seem like it. Or, maybe. Were you, oh, sorry if this is a sensitive ask.
Mhm.
Do you look like her?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much exactly.
Alright.
Well, as far as I've heard.
Under Olwen Onwin, I'm just gonna put date of birth.
And goes and you see for this date of birth here. Date of birth would be, what would it be? I think it would be 744 AR.
Okay. And that's not your date of birth, Gwen.
No. At least I don't think so.
No, it's 777 AR
Okay.
right now.
Gotcha, yeah, then no.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get anything about you out of this.
No. I don't think I'm enough of a person for this notepad.
I shut the notepad. The notepad's a bit of a jerk.
Seems like it.
Especially if it doesn't consider you a person.
Yeah. I think we should... We need to find someone who can take a look at me. I don't know if I know how to fix myself. I don't know what's wrong. I got an update today.
I'm sorry, a what?
An update, which doesn't happen, to my
What's that
knowledge.
mean?
I don't know. I got an update, and my artificing. I can't explain it. I can do artificing better now. My system's better. Uh,
I don't really know how. I don't like. I think I understand those words individually, but I don't. That order makes no sense.
yeah, it doesn't. I'm malfunctioning and I'm updating and none of this has happened and I can't go to Morgan about it because she's trying to kill us. Or she's doing something, I don't know.
Wait, does the okay? So I have a question, but I don't know if Jericho would understand the term update to know to ask it. uh,
Let's say, for the sake of argument, that you do. Because this is the age of innovation, where
Okay.
many things are being updated all the time.
all right. Does you getting an update mean your mom knows where you are? Or knew that you needed to know more about artificing? Or is that something internal to you?
I don't know. And maybe I don't know if she'd have to be close to update me. Over the table, Colin, do I know if my mother would have a way of, like, seeing what I'm seeing? Like, are my eyes, like, cameras, if that makes sense? Like, I don't really know how to ask this correctly, but,
Yeah,
like...
you wouldn't know that to be a thing. Like, you never would have thought your mother would invade your privacy like that.
No. What?
But now you've just learned that your mother has killed 3 people.
That's true. Oh my god, is she a bad person? What? Anyway, yeah, I don't know if she's keeping tabs on me or us or... Guess she could be listening right now for all I know.
Hmm.
Apparently I don't know a lot about her.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, this is, I think, a lot to drop right now.
No,
I
it's fine. Feels like we've been dealing with a lot pretty much every day we've been here, so
That's
fine.
is true. But I do think we need to go find another artificer or something to help me.
Well, I mean, Sizzle says he was from Sailor's Nook, so he had some pretty advanced stuff. So maybe that Great Kingdom area has some more people who could have that kind of knowledge.
That's true. We could go take care of the Medusa, go take care of the Bree-stones, and then find some help there. Easy, right?
I hope something is.
I will fix your gun, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, I think the Nexus will do me pretty well for the time being, but
It's
yeah,
true. This seems important to you.
it was a memento. Yeah.
Can I ask from who?
Sure. I mean, it was a gift from my partner when we opened up the detective agency.
Oh. What were they like?
She was tough detective. Easy to talk to for me, but not. She wasn't a big fan of talking to other people very much.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, we had good times together.
Yeah. What was her name? If I may.
Yeah, it's fine. The name is Lavinia.
Lavinia. And I guess the ex-partners now?
In more ways than one, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Things in our hometown got a bit rough. She wanted to leave. I wanted to stay.
Hmm.
We both ended up doing that.
Oh.
So
I'm sorry to hear that.
it was a while ago now. You know.
Yeah.
She taught me a lot.
Hmm.
And I do still miss her sometimes. But
I get that.
you know, people go in different directions, I guess.
Yeah. Just gave you a pretty nice gun, though.
Yeah. Well, it was. Though I, donated parts.
Yeah, but I took it apart. I can put it back together. And hey, look at what she's missing out on now, being stuck in the skybound lands.
uh, yeah.
Wouldn't she be jealous now?
uh, Honestly, I think she probably would have taken it a little bit better than I did upon first landing here.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like around maybe the week mark, we would have been at a fairly level sort of
Yeah.
mindset about it all.
Well, I appreciate you given up your gun to help Alfie.
I mean, yeah, it's important to me, but you know, there's a difference between an object and the life.
Yeah.
I would, yeah, it was a hard thing to do, but still, honestly, if nothing else, it's better to be traveling around with as many people as we have right now than being down one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Given, the whole circumstance, it's already kind of isolating. I don't need any fewer touchstones than I have already.
Hmm. I think you'd miss Alfie, even if they take your cigarettes.
I just wish they would have said earlier that it was like a medical reason
See,
they
I
needed
wish
to,
they would have said earlier
like,
that they needed help. I mean, I guess I can't exactly talk about secrets in the hall, but
I guess, but like, they asked me outright a couple of times, but then a couple of other times they just looked at me while I was smoking, and I think we're trying to get across the idea that they also wanted one, and I'm like, if you want one, you gotta ask out loud. Like,
hmm.
But is there anything else that you two are talking about tonight?
I don't think anything specific.
It is idly chatting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
In that case, Alfie or Strana, is there anything, or Anya, is there anything you guys are wishing to do tonight?
I think Astrana's passed the fuck out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Anya-
Once Alfie's out of the danger zone, she's napping wherever she laid down.
Fair.
Yeah, I think Alfie would offer up a quick prayer to the Gibbet again, kind of just describing the events of the day, and then go to bed.
Okay.
Anya will just be refolding all of the fabrics that she had gotten out to help keep Alfie warm, because now it's like, oh, I have to fit this back into my pack again.
Fair enough.
Probably Maple's in the way while
Mhm.
she's trying to do this.
Maple's just kind of looking at you, like a little bit annoyed. These are cold. Why aren't they warm?
Well, they were wrapped around Alfie, my dear. That's why they are cold.
They should not be cold.
Well, I have a feeling the summer weather will sort it sooner rather than later.
Okay. And she's just gonna still keep getting in the way the entire night, but
It's okay, it's fine. It's whatever.
then, if nobody else has anything to do tonight, all of you could go ahead and take a complete rest, including Alfie, and you can finally restore your stamina and your health blocks fully.
After like 17 million sessions. Legitimately, I think it's probably been, what, 4 sessions?
It's been like 7 sessions.
Goddamn.
You've just been chilling with that high cold. But as the new day begins, what are you guys up to? Are you guys continuing your travels?
I imagine so.
Gotcha. Is there anything you guys would like to do in the roughly 3 days you have still to go before you reach the village that the Medusa has taken over?
Thank you all again. Now that I'm conscious and alive. Thank you all again. for the first time in. Can you remind me, Colin, how many in-game days have passed in those 7 sessions?
In
Like
those,
2 or 3 weeks?
yeah, it's like 2 or 3 weeks.
For the first time in a few weeks, I feel much better. Whole again, actually.
Glad to
At
hear
full
it.
strength.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
no problem, really.
I'm glad. Just let us know if you start feeling cold again. Maybe this time before you get that cold.
I will. I'm sorry for letting it get so late.
Please don't make it snow in summer anymore.
Unless it's necessary, I will not. Like if
I'll,
we need to scare somebody.
Yeah,
There
I
might
liked
be
the ice
other
cream, but the snow was a little
plans.
weird.
Yeah. I'll see if at some point I can upgrade that necklace again.
Thank you again for doing it now. Yesterday. It feels stronger. It was a gift for me from my friend Beatty back home. She was not the best artificer though, although don't tell her I said that. It's more of a hobbyist.
That's some
How-
impressive work, though.
How did you cope with it before you had that necklace?
Not very well. A lot of, but it wasn't always this bad. A lot of sitting by the fire, warm baths, a lot of blankets, a lot of warm baths.
Intriguing, and I mean, forgive me for asking, but was there an inciting event for it to get worse, or?
It's been steady, I guess. Really, it only got this bad coming to the Skybound lands. It was rough, especially when it first started and we didn't know what was going on. But this was the worst I think I've ever felt it.
The Scrimbimbolo was demanding you by name, and I imagine that has to be related.
I don't know why.
Well,
I really
perhaps you're more
don't.
powerful than you know.
I hope not. I don't want to be wrapped up in all this adventure. Not if we don't have to be.
I don't think we got a choice on that one, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Well, we're a bit uncertain, but it seems like someone or something has bigger plans for you. And we'll have to be on the lookout for whatever those may be.
I'll keep my eyes out.
Yeah, also I figured, you liked my gun so much that you should have a part of it to wear to your chest all times.
At least now I'm stopping you from using it on others.
Oh no, I have a new one now.
Fuck! Hey, it turns out I have a second illness that makes me consume... What is that, acid?
Well, I think the only way to make that necklace more Alphie is if we put a cigarette in it somehow.
Like a locket?
I suppose, lock it, but you keep a used cigarette in there.
But anything else you guys are doing on your travels?
How much do I know about Medusas?
Make a mental check.
Okay. One.
1. So, in general, you would know Medusas can turn you to stone if, like, they look at you. It's kind of a myth that you have to, like, look into their eyes. Like, there are some tales of Medusas where that happens, but for the majority of them, it's just they need to get a look at you. And, sometimes you think, okay, like maybe just can get a look into like the whites of your eyes, stuff like that. They are thought to be fairly strong, like harder outer body filled with scales. But like apart from that, you don't really know a ton about them.
It is specifically though them seeing you. If you see them, it's fine.
Yeah, if like you see them, it's fine. But like if you're seeing them, there's a chance they're seeing you.
Right. And it is not an eye contact thing. It is just them seeing any part of you.
It kind of flip-flops between stories, but
Okay.
all you know, like with one success, is okay, even if I am not looking at them, I might not be fully safe.
Gotcha.
But that's what you generally know.
Okay.
Anybody else doing anything?
I have a maybe stupid question.
Okay.
Is there a way that I could take out one of my eyes? Like, without destroying it. But sort of...
Potentially, like if you wanted to stop one night and try and perform surgery on yourself. Is that what you're trying to do?
I am considering doing it, but I'm worried about blinding myself.
That is a possibility.
So that's a good
Hey, we're
worry to
about
have.
fight a Medusa, though, so if there's any
I know,
ever time to do it,
We just established we don't know if eye contact is a thing.
Yeah.
Am I speaking to a
I know,
wall here?
but
established.
no, I know, but it was the pop culture joke that I was going for.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna do it right before we fight a Medusa, but I'm considering performing surgery on my face.
Okay.
Maybe with the strongest help. I'm
Yay,
throwing
I
you in the
get to
deep
help.
end with artificing here.
Trial by fire.
Okay.
Take out my eye,
lesson
boy.
3. Eye surgery.
Yeah. Although I think I will occasionally ask Jericho if he could see anything in my eyes, or if he's seen anything weird.
As we're just sort of idly walking, I will try and generally. I'm maintaining like watch in all directions, but once I've done that in like a given area, I do just focus back on Gwyn.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d6 for me.
Okay.
You watch as Gwen is taking out her eyes.
4.
4. As you go ahead and looking, you don't see anything necessarily weird. The only thing that you would really kind of notice is like there is a bit of like iridescence in Gwyn's eyes, like these flecks of color that weren't there before. You would also see like kind of this close as you like check every now and then. Gwyn seems to be like a bit more toned, like as if she's been like undergoing like this like fitness routine as of sorts. And I think like the last thing you would begin to notice is all of her movements just seem much more fluid. Like it's hard to explain, where it's like Gwyn has been mirroring like this trained gymnast or ballerina and has this refined sense of body control at all times.
Huh. Whenever we stop for like a breaker, and I will inform Gwyn of these things I've noticed.
Okay.
Huh.
So that's just sort of what I've seen over the day.
That's weird. I don't think I've felt any different. I mean, that doesn't sound bad,
No.
but strange.
Can I don't know how any of this is meant to work, but do you have musculature that can develop?
Do I call it? I don't think so.
Not to your knowledge.
Not to my knowledge. Alright,
Like,
yeah.
I-
Yeah,
I don't.
No, I haven't.
Okay. It seems like you do, though. Do you, Can I throw out a theory to you?
Yeah.
Do you think this has anything to do with what your mom is up to?
That's one of my worries. What she's doing.
Yeah, we don't really know any details about what's going on with her. Aside from her general purpose.
Could I assume where I patched up the hole in my chest, it's a bit of a patchwork job? Like, is there somewhere where I could kind of open it up again to look inside?
About that.
Yeah.
As you go ahead and you kind of open your shirt up, trying to see where the hole was patched, there's no patch job. It's fixed. It's completely normal synthetic flesh.
I'm going to nick myself on my sword. Is there blood? It feels like a
As you
silly question.
as you nick yourself, go and make a damage roll for me.
Okay. Okay. Ow, 8 damage.
8 damage. With 8 damage, you are unable to get through your flesh. However, as you're trying to get through the flesh, you'd hear a sound. And there would be an update that comes through. As you look at it, it is an upgrade to increase your damage, Gwyn.
Jericho, I'm getting the option for another update.
Do I see anything happen to Gwyn when that happens?
No.
Do I see a display on their eyeballs?
No.
Okay. Do we want to bring everybody else in?
Yeah.
Hey, guys, could you come over here?
What is it?
Just real quick, please.
I'll
Fine.
jog over.
Is everything okay?
Maybe.
I don't know. Um, when I was helping build that new or fix that necklace for Alfie, I saw something in my vision that told me an update was available for me, and I learned how to get better at artificing, and I just took it because we needed to help Alfie, but it's showing the option again. I I don't know if I should take these.
These updates you have. When did you start getting them? Was the one the Alfie's necklace the first one you got?
That was the first. And I've never seen anything like it before.
And
I
also, there's been some other stuff that's been going on. For example, she moves different now. She looks different now. Uh, that patch in her chest that's healed now, like just healed over. It's not a patch anymore.
I would say don't accept them. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like you're somehow connected to the Scrim Bimbolo, and I mean, I was telling Jericho earlier, but I have suspicions that your mother was involved with the Scrim Bimbolo, and
I kind of
because
think the same.
oh, thank God I didn't really want to offend.
No, I understand.
Um, so you said the update you got was just for artificing, right? But the stuff.
As far as I
Ge-
know, it was just for artificing, but I don't know if there was anything else that came with it that I didn't know about.
Yeah, I mean, because the stuff Jericho mentioned, I don't know if that would really be. Well, I guess maybe that could be linked to artificing.
Physical deftness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, there could be a lot of things happening in the background that the update doesn't tell you.
And yeah, sure, like deafness. Yeah, that could relate, but her eye color also changed. I don't know how that would affect that.
Do you have patched notes, Gwyn?
If I do, I'm not really sure how to access them. We tried looking at the notebook, but nothing about me would show up.
Do you have a serial number? That might be insensitive, but
That's okay. Do I, Colin?
No.
No. Also, am I seeing this specifically? Like, is that symbol showing up
Mm-hmm.
in my vision?
Yep.
Do I recognize that symbol?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna draw that symbol and show everyone and ask if anyone recognizes it. And say, I'm seeing this with the update. I don't know if this means anything to any of you.
I assume not, but does it? At least for Astrana?
Astrana, you? No. However,
Mhm.
when Henrietta speaks up, your stomach drops. Oh, we should put that away. That's a bad thing.
Do I recognize the symbol?
No.
Henrietta, what?
Hmm?
Do you know
Do
what
you know
this
that?
is?
Oh, mm-hmm.
Okay, Quinn, I guess put that away. Can you tell us what it means?
It means power.
Power? Okay, who uses it?
People.
What kind of people?
Powerful people.
Is it a
Was this the
language?
same symbol that showed up for the last update?
Yeah, same one.
Okay. Alright.
Powerful
Is
people.
it...
Okay. What makes it bad then?
It will make people more powerful than you.
Is it like arcane, or is it just like a? Is it like
Is
a
it in a
cult
specific
symbol?
language?
Is it a cult symbol or?
Oh, look, a bug! The chicken goes and chases it.
Okay.
I'll kind of attempt to recollect Henrietta and say, we'll get you bugs later. But could we talk to you a little more first?
About what?
About the symbol.
What symbol?
Oh boy. Do you remember the power symbol?
You can see Henrietta raises a single wing. Just up in the air.
And are you shrugging? Is that what this is?
She's just raising a single wing up in the air.
Are you pointing at the sun?
No, this is the power symbol.
Okay. I
Okay,
need that. What
here,
about
you can go back to
this
chasing your bugs.
power
Okay.
symbol? Okay. I was gonna grab Gwen Strong again.
I mean... Well, if that's what you would do.
I figured it was like a drawing in the dirt or something.
Yeah, I was assuming a drawing in the dirt. I don't think I said a
Yeah.
drawing in something else, but
Hey, why does your chicken know that?
I don't know. I don't really know about where she came from, and neither does she.
Right.
It's a bizarre beast.
I mean, that's a little bit of a mean way of putting it, but
Wasn't-
yeah, I mean, I thought I mentioned before, maybe only to Gwyn, but she just kind of appeared in our coop one day, like 10 years ago, and just started following me around.
Yeah.
Do I know the average lifespan of a chicken? It feels like it's significantly less than 10 years.
It's 3 to 5 years.
10 years ago, you said?
Yeah.
Just on a. Now, is Henrietta out of earshot?
You hope so.
Just on a. And I'll kind of like lower my voice. This might be an odd question, but are you sure that she's a chicken? I thought they usually lived for 3 to 5 years, not 10.
Yeah, I mean, she outlived the rest of the chickens, and she doesn't seem like she's gotten any older, but, I mean, I don't know. We figured just, if anything, maybe, she was sent by her family's ancestors to watch over me, and that was kind of that.
So, sorry. A chicken shows up out of nowhere in your coop that you didn't put there yourself, and it lives for twice as long as a normal chicken. There's no indication as to why, or where, or who, or what.
Just a
Yeah.
strange super chicken.
Yeah, no, I mean, aside from living a long time and appearing out of nowhere, and I mean, I guess being pretty attached to me from the beginning, she's just kind of been like every other chicken.
Fair enough. Stranger things have happened to us.
I'm gonna say no to the update, by the way.
Okay. As you go,
You.
update goes away.
Out of
As much as I
curiosity,
would love more damage.
Is it like an actual option to reject the update outright, or is it like the Windows ask me again later type thing where you can't actually permanently reject it?
Nope, there's an
Permanently
option to
later.
reject it. Yes or no.
Oh,
Or
nice.
is there
Oh.
like, is it if you reject it, can you go into your system and check for updates again and get it back?
How do I open settings?
Yeah, Gwen doesn't know how to do that.
Does Gwen have an antivirus?
That's my problem. I haven't downloaded
Someone
an antivirus.
install Norton.
No, that's a
No,
virus.
not Norton. Not Norton. Anything but Norton.
I
my
was just
God,
trying
that's
to
where the
pirate
yellow's
some
coming
movies,
from.
and now I have some viruses.
Oh wait, okay, so this is gonna be a stupid, like, way to phrase it, but it's a legitimate. If we get Gwyn the astral projection power, is it like installing a VPN?
If you want to
What?
think about it like that.
Now, Astrana, you mentioned something about Henrietta possibly being sent by your family ancestors. Is that something they do often? Send you things?
Mm. I mean, I guess there's, been like little things like harvests seeming to go well one year and things like that. That's my mom knows a lot more about them than I do. I just, really know about the shrine she kept on our farm. Her family came to the Titanic ring from Marquette, so she um, kept a little bit of the family with her that way, even if she didn't really tell me about anyone specific.
I see.
But
If I put a hand to my chest, can I feel a heartbeat?
no.
Okay. Just checking if there's any more weird shit going on inside.
You could
That's
open
all.
yourself up and find out.
I could certainly try.
You could certainly try.
Maybe I'll do lots of surgery next session.
But anything else you guys are doing before you set out once again?
Can I, at some point during our travel, invoke prophetic dreams to talk to Inora?
To like summon her up with you?
More specifically, just to talk to her in a dream.
Not this session, no.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Then yeah, probably one night around the campfire, just summoning her into existence, assuming she is feeling better after being scrimmed and blended.
She is, yeah.
Good to see you're feeling better.
Yeah. It's all pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Are you doing alright?
Yes, doing better. Significantly better. I feel probably the best I felt in weeks.
That's good.
It is. How are you doing though? And I think Alfie's also just kind of passing her some food from her own plate. Assuming we didn't like make any extra. If we did, I'll just get her a plate.
Yeah, and Nora will, like, eat. I mean, I'm doing better. Not as, I guess, jumbled up as I was.
That's good.
And, now we're
gonna go see a Medusa. So that's cool, I think.
So we could employ a sniper-like strategy. Or, better yet, convince the Medusa to leave from a telephone call so that we don't have to be too near her.
Yeah. Am I the telephone?
No!
Okay.
I was figuring Gwen could maybe make us a telephone.
Right. Hopefully it goes well.
Hope so. Gwen, do you know how to make a telephone?
I could try. I don't know if I have enough supplies right now,
Oh, that is fair.
but I could try.
We can discuss our strategy too, probably before we go into town. That way we're not just running in blind.
That would be optimal.
But at this point, is there anything else you want to talk to Honora about, Alfie?
Mostly just hanging out.
Gotcha. In that case, we kind of pick up on the 24th, flying near as you continue your travels through the rolling fields of the tillages and things of the like. And it's about a little past midday, about 1:30 in the afternoon. So you guys are walking when you would see kind of ahead of you there is a crossroads, and you can see that there is a little otter child kind of waiting there who kind of just waves you guys down.
Oh, excuse me. You can't go this way. The town is closed.
Is it because of a Medusa?
Oh, yeah, it's 'cause of a Medusa. The Fairfield had it come through a little while ago.
Well, we are here to hopefully remedy the Medusa problem.
Oh, a bunch of other people have come, but they didn't come back out of the tavern where the Medusa is.
Well, were any of the people that went and tried to deal with her the Tattercoat Knights?
Yeah,
Oh.
there was a group of people, and they had really nice coats, kind of like you, but they had like gold and silver on theirs. They had these big weapons. Then, they went in and they didn't come back.
Though that just sounds like the coats, not the Tattercoats. So our coats are a little tattered.
Oh, wait, are you the Tattercoat Knights? But they were the Tattercoat Knights.
Did they
think
tell you
they-
they were the Tattercoat Knights?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, tatter's kind of in the name, isn't it?
Yeah, but they had stitches on their things.
Did they have patches?
No? Why?
So we have patches. They appear when we do good things.
Oh, okay. What kind of good things have you done?
Well, we contended with a Dr. Ignatius Quasit.
Oh, okay.
Out of character, we don't have a patch for that.
Ooh, that's not a
That was
patch.
not a good thing. We shot at him.
Well, no, we've solved the problem. There's not a patch for that, but we did some other good things.
Oh,
We fought
okay.
2 dragons.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I also don't think we have a patch for that.
Yeah.
I thought was that not the one we got the hero point patch for?
Well, we already gave all our money to the other people, especially
Oh, we're
the.
not asking for money.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's fine.
okay.
Has there been people going around impersonating us and extorting money from people?
Well, they had really nice coats.
Oh.
Is there anything
Repeating that-
else you can tell us about the Medusa?
Well, from what the older people say, he came in one day and he was screaming and attacking people, and everyone started getting turned to stone. And eventually, he went into the tavern, and everyone ran away in the night. And some other people tried to go take him out, but they got turned to stone. And then other people went and they tried to go and get him. They were mercenaries, and well, they got turned to stone. A lot of stone.
Was the Medusa screaming about anything?
I don't think so. Just lots of yelling.
Uh, and hasn't moved from the tavern?
Well, I'm not watching it.
Sure. It's a fair point.
It sounds like the people that tried to make the Medusa leave already were trying to do so violently, from what I understand. I mean, mercenaries, all that. We should try approaching this peacefully, see if it helps at all.
Okay. I'm fine with attempting that, but first we do need to discuss how we're going to do that, considering just him looking at us will turn us to stone. Like, how do we approach things both calmly and peaceably, but also invisibly?
It would be good if we could send a message to him somehow.
Speak through the tavern door, maybe? I don't know.
What if we held mirrors up in front of us?
From what I understand about Medusas, does that work? Like, does it have to be a direct line of sight?
No. A mirror could theoretically get the job done.
As in the job of turning us to stone done?
It would take a bit more effort, given some Medusa stories. But again, like, every Medusa is kind of different. Like, the stories contradict. There's some stories about heroes using the reflection to, like, see the Medusa so that they could sneak up on them. There's others where it's like the Medusa creates, like, this, like, house of mirrors, essentially. And anyone who enters the lair is just immediately blitzed by Medusa eyes in all directions.
Do you live in the town?
Yeah.
Do you either have on you, or could you try and draw us sort of what the layout looks like?
Oh, sure. Do you have paper?
Yeah, sure. And I'll tear a page out of my journal and hand it to him.
Gotcha. He's gonna pocket the paper and start drawing in the dirt.
Ah.
Got him.
I like this kid's max.
But he'll draw a little diagram of it, and like the tavern is generally towards the eastern edge and kind of like the outskirts of the town of Fairfield, which you're
Okay.
at.
Is it like on the edge of town, or is it still surrounded by other buildings?
It's surrounded by other buildings, but it's definitely more towards the edge.
Gotcha. Uh, what are the buildings that are around it? Is those just stores, houses?
Oh, there's stores, and then that's old man Jeffries' house. He's a statue now.
Of the sort of neighboring buildings, which one's the tallest?
And he kind of like points. This one, it's a shoe store, but they make all the repairs upstairs.
Is it taller than the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay. I sort of look around, see if anyone else has any questions for the young man.
Thank you for the information. What is your name?
My name's Clancy.
You Clancy. And I'll try to pass him a gold piece.
You can see he'll take it, put it in his pocket. Then he pulls out 10 silver pieces and tries to pass them to you.
No.
It's giving you change.
No. I feel bad that the other Tattercoat Knights took your money, so I'm giving you some.
Don't
Oh.
call them the other Tattercoat Knights.
I
They're
said
not even
Other
Tattercoat
Tattercoat Knights.
The liars.
The fake Tattercoats.
But they had coats.
We're tattered though.
Well,
They aren't.
they were sewn up.
Did they look weird like we do?
My mom said I shouldn't say anything if I have nothing nice to say.
But it's okay, because we're not here to say anything back.
I knew that was coming.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Alphie,
for...
I'm not sure if the bad things were about them.
That's okay.
They looked more normal than you.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Are you sure?
Yes,
It's
It-
very helpful information.
I know
Okay.
that we look weird.
In this specific context.
Yes, you shouldn't just say that to people without them asking for it like we did. Your mother was right. In this case, though, we appreciate it.
Okay.
If that's all, then I suppose we should go. Directed to the rest of the group.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Clancy. Hopefully, soon we should be able to come back to you and tell you the Medusa's con.
Clancy gives a smile and a thumbs up. Okay, thank you, real weird Tattercoat Knights.
And Estrana will, she'll give him a little salute.
Could see he just kind of smiles. Then are you guys heading into town?
Yes.
Gotcha. Then, as you all begin to head into town, following the directions laid by Clancy, it is not long until eventually you go ahead and turn onto a street filled with stone statues, different townsfolk, and mercenary. As you look towards the tavern, you are about to face a Medusa. And it is here where we will end the session for today. As all of you can go ahead and take 4 hero points.
Hey!
Yay!
Yippee! Thank you.
Yippee hooray hooray!
All
And
right.
Alphie isn't dead!
Alfie's not
And
dead.
Alfie isn't dead.
Thank you. And thank you.
Hey, remind me really quick, how much did you spend on that character art?
Oh, I got a refund because they were a bitch. And
I'm
so,
in
yeah,
the-
the
yeah,
new one Shannon made, and it looks incredible.
The new one.
It
was
does look
kinda
awesome, by the way. I think I
It
forgot
looks
to
It
ever
does.
say.
cool.
Thank you.
Here, can I send a full size one in the chat?
Yeah.
Yes. God, it looks so cool. Yippee! Yippee! Yay!
Glad you didn't lose it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Hell yeah.
Remember, kids,
Wow.
keep warm. Always check the terms and conditions. And remember chicken lifespans.